Welcome back, everybody, to Huobi Global Live. My name is Darko, your host this evening, and tonight we are joined by special guest. He's the co-CEO of Ultra. Nicholas, welcome to the stream. How are you feeling this evening?
Hey, thanks. Hey, Darko. Hey, everyone. Really great. I like the end of the week, so lots of work, but still some left for the weekend, so all good.
Very exciting stuff, very exciting stuff. Now, tonight I will be asking you a series of questions, very exciting, and there will also be some candy drops throughout this live stream for the audience watching. Please smash that like button and even leave us a comment in the live chat box. Now, Nicholas, before we start with my series of questions and interrogation, I would like to first ask you, could you please give us a little bit of a background story on yourself and how you got into crypto and why?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. So I've been heavily involved in the games industry for the past 25 years, I would say. First as a hardcore gamer, and then I moved to the business of games. So I had multiple companies, PC game studio, mobile game studio, monetization strategy company. We built a game console with AMD as well for China.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
for you who knows, Xiaobaoang, which was the leading brand for game console. We made a new one. And in terms of crypto, I've been following the space and being in the space since 2010. So it's been around 12 years now. So we follow the whole process, me and my partner, David. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And if you want a bit about the team as well, so we are about 100 people at Ultra with key stellar
That was my
people
next
like Mike.
question. Yeah, that was my next question. Can you give us a brief introduction about who's behind Ultra?
Yeah, definitely. So we have David and myself, who are the co-founders and co-CEOs. So it's the fifth business we are all building up together in the games industry. And also we have our CTO, who's Michael Dunn. So he used to be the CTO of Dell, Time Warner,
Oh, wow.
Hearst, so global corporates. The whole team basically is made of really seasoned people. We are about 100. We have our own blockchain team, our own games team. I mean, the whole pipe. And
Pretty
we've
big.
been building for like 4 years, a bit more.
Oh, wow. Wow. Now, interesting I hear about Ultra. Keys to attracting the 3 billion gamers into the Ultraverse, pushing the boundaries of the gaming industry with Ultra. So this sounds very ambitious. Huge statement. So with that said, what exactly is Ultra?
In terms of what we are, so we are really like a gaming ecosystem, like the next generation of gaming ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Today, you have the game industry as it is. You have the blockchain industry in a sense. And basically, we are building a full ecosystem that is both catering to traditional game industry as well as the blockchain industry. And this is something we do through creating our own blockchain with our own ecosystem, our own series of apps, our own SDK, our own games. So we have a very large scope in terms of what we do. That's why we need a lot of people,
Mm.
which are very trained, hopefully.
Wow, so that sounds pretty massive, and you're not mucking around. You mean business. I mean, such a huge team and so many employees. I mean, I can only imagine what else you have in the pipeline that we don't even know about yet, which makes it even more exciting. So let's talk a little bit about some of the issues that you see in today's gaming.
Mhm. Yeah, in terms of the games industry, so I've been the gamer, game developer, marketing around the game, publishing of the game, hardware of the games, distribution of the games, the whole spectrum in a sense.
Yep.
So we've seen a lot of different problems to address. One of them is definitely as a gamer, the time you spend playing games is not really valued. Obviously, it's fun, but
Mm-hmm.
once it's done, it's done. That's it.
Yep.
That's one. In terms of experience as well, right now is very fragmented. So you have tens of services everywhere. So you have Discord, Steam. If you want to play tournaments, you have to go to Faceit. If you want to watch live stream, you have to go on Twitch. So everything is great, but siloed.
Mm-hmm.
That's not giving you the best experience as you can imagine. As a gamer as well, you don't own anything today. So you don't own games, don't own your skin, don't own your items, which is problematic in many ways. It doesn't look like, but once you have solution, you're like, oh, okay, that's actually how you should be doing it. And
Mm.
people are very happy about that. That's really for gamers. Now you also have the developers and the publishers of games. For them, it's really hard to reach audience. There is about, I think, 400 games a month now, which are on Steam every month. So obviously you want to get through that and you want to reach the audience.
Yep.
Also really hard to monetize your game. Or your premium game, and you have some DLCs, but you have to do continuous marketing to get anywhere. So yeah, or you have a one in a lifetime game, which is harder to get. And I would say the last aspect is around the brand. Right now, the gamers are super valuable audience. Everybody wants gamers for marketing. They're really hard to reach. So that's really a lot of different problems in the industry. And if you see blockchain today, all this industry doesn't really benefit from it because it's too cumbersome to use. It's very hard to have anything blockchain tied to any game product because of all the barrier to entry. It's hard to get a wallet. It's hard to do any transactions. That's the whole problems.
Yeah. So, are you a gamer yourself? Was that why you got involved in this?
Yeah, initially that's what I've been doing most of my use.
Yeah. So, can you give
Was
us some examples of what you played and what consoles and what games you like?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I've been very avid Counter-Strike player. So we were traveling the world playing tournaments, but that was at the beginning when you had Counter-Strike 0.4 until 1.6, and before it started to be really mainstream. So yeah, it was great because you had like esports before esports, but at the end of the day, you were not earning $1 million for winning a tournament. You were getting a graphic card, a nice,
Nerdy
not the
stuff.
same story.
Nerdy things.
Nerdy stuff with very few value compared to what you can get today. But I played a lot of games otherwise, Quake, all RTS games like Age of Empires, StarCraft, just a lot. I tried a lot of games.
PC only, or do you play with the consoles too?
Mainly PC because I really like the competitive aspect of gaming. So it's harder to play on console because the precision is not the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always like to game on PC. Now I also have consoles, but it's more for more relaxed game like couch playing with friends.
Yeah. Now I've noticed with the cross chain, the cross platform games, they're bringing this new excitement. So do you think that's something that the blockchain industry will be taking it a bit more seriously? For example, you play from the PC against me, and I play from from a PlayStation.
Yeah, but that's in terms more of gameplay and fairness, because usually blockchain wouldn't be able to address that especially better. It's purely on the gameplay side, because basically some games require just reflection, so you need to think about what you're doing, and there's no time issue on it and no precision needed. That's totally fine. You can play on 10 different type of devices.
Yeah.
As soon as you have some skill-based like precision, speed required, there is always an unfair advantage towards the users of computers.
Oh,
it's just
that's true.
Faster, more precise, so you always end up screwed up. So that's why it's always complicated to mix both. Now, some FPS are doing it, but it's always a bit troublesome.
Yeah, I'm playing a game at the moment on PlayStation 5, and there's PC players as well. It's 4-on-4, teams 4 versus 4. And then when I see the other team has only PC players against my team, I'm like, oh no, here we go. This is not going to be good. Even if they're newbies, they still have the upper hand. So going back to the previous question where I asked you about what are the issues in the gaming industry, how do you solve all those issues and bring mass adoption to the gamers of Web3 and blockchain gaming?
For that, basically, we had to build a lot of technologies and services to be really able to offer a cohesive solution that can integrate with the games industry. So not create a separate industry like you have a bit today, where blockchain games is a thing, traditional games is another thing. You don't want that. You want the games industry to adopt new technologies, and that's what it is. You want them to use blockchain, NFTs and all that, but for that you need to build the right technology. So we had to go through finding the right protocol. We did not find the right protocol, so we decided, okay, what we have to do, create a new protocol. So we have our own layer 1 solution.
Yep.
It has been built for the ground up to cater to mass market audience, game industry audience as well. And we also had to create our own NFT standard on top of it, which has functionalities that you would need to create those new business models. So you have geofencing, for example. So that's super important for any IP holder. Multi-marketplace. So for example, you have your NFT, but hey, I don't know, EA, I want my NFT purchasable in the game, but also want it on a marketplace, on OpenSea, on different places at the same time. So we had to develop a standard that can allow that, which means you own your NFT, but you put it on sale and it's available everywhere at the same time. And everybody can benefit from put it in on sale.
Nice.
That's really only the layer 1 aspect. Now we had to build that to get to a solution, which is really the full ecosystem. So it's a gaming and entertainment hub, full ecosystem, which is comprised of many different applications. So you can really see us as an iOS or an Android Apple solution, because basically we create the full set of tools, the SDKs, we create the first applications, like the key applications as part of this ecosystem, and then we integrate third parties as well. So what we build is the game distribution platform, so similar to what Steam would do. Big difference is that the games are tokenized, which means as a player, once you're done playing your game, you can sell it to somebody else, which game publisher benefit from because they receive their cut as well. So this is all doable because of blockchain. You can enforce some rules because the blockchain can enforce them for you. And obviously for game publishers, it's better because they can have new revenue, but also we take half the commission that Steam is taking. So for them, when they do their marketing, driving users to us, make them much, much richer, right? So it has a lot of interest for game publishers.
Sounds like a one-stop shop so far.
Exactly. That's the idea for the players. Once they join Ultra, they don't need to go anywhere else. But we are additive to existing services. Like, for example, we have our own, but also we can add a Twitch, we can add a Discord, we can add all of that as part of the experience inside the same ecosystem application, which means for a player, don't need to go anywhere else to join Ultra. That's all you need to do.
Nice.
What else you got? The marketplace. So this is pretty on the news for the moment. So the marketplace is launching the 29th of this month. Right now it's already in closed beta. So that's a place where you can purchase new NFTs, but also secondhand NFTs. Obviously, it's great because you have traditional NFTs, but you will be able to find as well game-related NFTs. So once we have our games live on the platform, we'll also be able to release. They will be able to release basically collections there, but also you can sell the NFTs you earned in the game, which is really cool. And as a gamer, you have no idea what it is. You don't know what's an NFT. You don't care about NFT or blockchain. But by default, when you join Ultra, you have a wallet installed by default. You don't need to understand private keys, transaction fee, and all that. All of that doesn't exist on Ultra. So for users, it's the same as they would do with a virtual item, but they just can get money out of it and buy something else.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just tip of the iceberg. We got also the tournament platform that will roll out this year as well. So fully fledged platform that has all the esports features you can expect, but also NFTs. So when you participate to it, you can get prizes which are NFTs. It can be an NFT that represent, I don't know, an AMD graphic card that you can resell on the market. It can be virtual items. It can be just money. So you have many ways you can now create new interaction with the audience, with the players.
And anything to do with socials as well?
Yeah, in terms of socials, so that's where it gets interesting. We have our platform can expand, so we can add third-party application as part of it. For example, we have live stream that we already added. We're gonna have a gaming dex added. We're gonna add social systems as well. So which means you can see us really as building the foundation, and then we can bring all the needed services that cater to gamers over time. And it's very simple. The integration is very easy. So you can really see every month you come back to your apps, there is some new things happening, some new services, new content. So that's how it can get very exciting.
I like what I'm hearing actually. So, having said that, getting the message across to the outside world is very important. The marketing and spreading the word and bringing about awareness. So, how do you plan to bring this to the users?
In terms of how we do that, so we have multiple angles. We have multiple services, as you understood, multiple layers. If you really compare us to, I don't know, Solana, it's like a layer one, we have our layer one. Compare us to a Polygon, it's the same thing. Compare us to Steam, we have that part as well. Compare us to Faceit, we have that part as well. So we really have multiple angles that we can use to bring users, to make the awareness. One of which is with like partners. For example, we have long-lasting partners like AMD, for example, and they will bring users directly to Ultra. So for example, you buy a graphic card, you can get a game which is only available on Ultra for free, so you come on Ultra to get it. The same way you can have, you download a driver, boom, you have access to Ultra as well.
Oh,
You can
wow.
just click a page and install. That's partnership related.
Wow,
Now
that's
you have,
impressive.
yeah, but we've been working with them for many years, and they're not the only ones we work with. So there are multiple others which are in the same vibe. We can use tournament platform. So the tournament platform, imagine when you have a big prize, 100,000, a million, that attracts a lot of users.
Yes.
And once they are in the platform, they can see all the services, all the content, and basically it's one way we get them to the ecosystem, get them on the platform, and after they can discover the rest of the platform and stay. That's really the idea we do that. But at the end of the day, what's I would say of utmost importance is the content. So content
Yes.
is always king. That's what you can hear everywhere. You can see Netflix, good content. Okay, people will get Netflix. Content would be trash. Nobody would be there. So it's really the way you can have the right content. And for that, we already signed a wide range of publishers. So that's going to be exciting to see. We already started to announce a few, like Skybound, for example. They have like the Walking Dead franchise. Plugin Digital, like a lot of large game publishers. Some are unannounced as well. But yeah, that's one of the way we bring users.
Nice. Now, earlier you mentioned the marketplace you said was in beta at the moment. Was that correct?
Yeah, totally. Right
Yep.
now it's closed beta.
So how has the reception been to that, to the beta so far?
So far, so good. I think everybody who tried it were pretty impressed with some really good feedback from the community.
Yep.
A lot of people purchasing the NFTs as well. We can see the numbers are really good because we always try to not just have regular NFTs as a JPEG, but something that has value. Like, oh, you have this, you can have that, you can have access to this, you can receive that, you have, some real utility, whatever you have, or this can be used in the game, for example. So this is the differentiator we have with other platforms, that we always try to have some real value. Outside of the art obviously is key, but at the same time, you want to have something that brings you a value that you can use, right?
Of course. Of course. So, any exclusive games that you can talk about?
Yeah. So that's when I say content is king, exclusive games are really good as well for that. In a sense, if you think about Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, they all have their exclusives, and you don't buy a PlayStation because you want to buy a PlayStation. You want to buy the PlayStation because you want to play Final Fantasy, for example, or you buy Nintendo because you want to play Mario or Zelda. Similar fashion with game distribution. So for us, having some really good titles means that players will come to the platform to play that specific title. So our marketing is also intertwined with the game publishers, because basically, if they're exciting, if their game is very sought for, people will come to the platform as well to play it. So that's also the way we do that. If you have few screenshot or whatever, you can always show them.
Yeah, sure. I will bring that up just for you, my friend. And here we have a screenshot from a game. It looks like the grand entrance to something like a castle cave with statues on the side. So can you explain that to us?
Yeah, so that's we announced one of the game we have stake in is a AAA FPS game made by a stellar team, yeah, really stellar team from coming from the largest corporates, the Blizzard, EA, Rockstar, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is what you see is in-game, actually in-game footage. So when you are in the game, that's what it looks like.
That's
It's
in
not a
game.
video
Wow.
or yeah, yeah. We haven't even showed yet the characters, but they are even higher quality. But it's really like sort of you expect a AAA in the games industry, not
Yeah.
in the blockchain industry, but expect a AAA you have and you see in the games industry. So we have this one, which is really amazing, using our technology, play to earns as well. So you have many ways you can earn by playing the game, but it's first and foremost a cool experience when you play the game. It's really a game you want to go back because you want to play because it's cool, not just because you earn from it.
Exactly, yeah, yeah. And what I love about it is it's not like the typical cheap looking blockchain based games that we've been seeing so much of. That's all super pixelated with graphics outdated from 35 years ago. And then these companies come out with
Yeah.
these types of quality and they're like, we are the future, they say. And then you look at what they've done and you're like, I think I played that when I was a kid about 35 years ago because it looks, the quality looks like that. You know what I mean? But then
Yeah.
when I do see beautiful things like this, it's just a totally breath of fresh air. And
You know, I mean, it's different. You can't ask a team who's not like a professional gaming team who've been making that for 20 years, 30 years, who are like already released a lot of AAA games to make a AAA game out of the box. It doesn't work. Now there is obviously a lot of people very great in the blockchain space, but creating games is an art. It's extremely complex. You have the visuals, but you also have the animations, the sound, the environment, the game design. You can go around and make it, a little tweak in a number can screw up the whole game if you don't do the economy properly, for example. It's really complex.
oh,
So I understand it's hard to find any good games. I mean, there are some good games, but with that level of quality, it's hard to find.
the quality is
Um,
hard to find. Yes.
yeah,
So
that's only one of the games.
yeah, I have another screenshot here. So here we're
Yeah,
looking at it's like a first-person shooter with a
yeah,
person holding a gun, and there's a car driving past, and again, the background looks pretty amazing as well. So what can you
yeah.
tell us about this?
So that's the same game. It's just another angle, but it
Yeah.
shows you basically there are vehicles, you have lands, you have the whole FPS vibe. So you have a gun, you go around, you shoot people the typical FPS way. But this one is a lot of additional mechanics that make sense
Yes. Yeah.
that you couldn't have before with a blockchain, like the whole fact that you own something that produce value that can be used by others, that generate profit for the first one, but at the same time has value for the other one. So the whole play to earn mechanics are designed as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now we also have a sports game, which is really cool. This one's going to be released probably, yeah, around the end of this year, maybe early next year, we will see. But this one is really great as well. It's a sports game. It's not announced what it is exactly,
Mm-hmm.
but it has a lot of elements from successful games, and it's been done by a team who's been doing that for the past 20 years as well. So game will be stellar. We have some other unannounced. This one more metaverse. I
Yeah.
can't really explain much more about it, but it has some. When you're gonna see that, you're gonna just go crazy. Honestly,
Oh
it's
wow.
just the concept is really cool. It's an experience. It's a game, but especially an experience. And you will see the technicality of it is crazy. The guys have been working on that for 15 years. We know them.
Oh wow.
And they haven't released yet, and now they're releasing. So there's a full engine as well that they've developed. I mean, it's really stellar. And yeah, others are like already announced, like Edarium, which are third-party games created by a very great team as well. And they are building using our technology as well, so they can benefit from zero transaction fee, the instant transaction, the whole the whole thing. So that allows them to make a game that has even better mechanics.
So those screenshots that we just saw, uh, do, do we know the name of this? Are we allowed to, or not?
Still
Not yet.
unannounced. No, basically, quite in the coming months, we will have here releasing information about that. The website will be live, videos, the team. We're gonna explain a bit more about the game itself. But today is still under wrap.
Oh, if you need a game tester, I'd love to give it a shot.
Sounds good.
I'm a gamer myself, been a gamer all my life, and I love gaming. Absolutely love it. So, all right, cool. So, any other exclusive games other than the ones you just mentioned, or that's it for now? That's all you can say.
That's what we can say for the moment.
Yep. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. So, has this bear market affected Ultra and the development so far?
Not really, in a sense that if you see the games industry, it's always been pretty resilient in terms of crisis. You can see, there are war or anything happening in the world, people go back home, play games. That's pretty common in the sense that when everything goes down the drain, let's put it that way. If you're home, it doesn't cost much money. You can have a lot of fun. So games industry always been very resilient to any crisis you can see.
Yep.
As a company, we are continuing to grow, build, hire. We manage much more the company as a corporate, not as a crypto company. For example, we do not speculate. We don't have investment in some high return tokens or whatnot. We control it and we drive it the way we would drive a normal company, which allowed us to go through the previous bear market, this bear market, no problem.
It's just business as usual, right?
Yeah.
That's it. All right, so tell us a bit about some of the use cases of the UOS token.
Oh, in terms of the UOS, so it's really powering the whole ecosystem. It's used by the blockchain directly. So, for example, as a layer one, our transactions are free, which is extremely rare, but mandatory if you want to be mass market. So we have a way that the token can be used to prioritize the transactions. So when the blockchain is at capacity, which is 12,000 transactions per second currently, and that's going to increase. Basically, the fact that you have staked your tokens allows you to have your transaction processed before the others. And that's very useful for large products, large services. So imagine you have a game that processes a lot of transactions. You would need to have more priority than some others once at capacity. The same way with services. So it's really the large companies, the business which are successful, which needs that. But as a user, you can stake for somebody else and get advantages through that. So which means your tokens still have their own interest, but it benefits somebody else which needs them and brings you back value to you.
Really? So what you're saying is the more tokens you have, the more faster your transaction can be. Is that right?
The more priority you get, yeah.
Priority. That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's a new mechanism, but it's it makes a lot of sense because people don't need to pay for the transactions, which to me doesn't make sense. You need to have something that is scalable. As a business, you can't say, imagine you're, I don't know, like a Facebook or Microsoft or whatnot. If tomorrow if, for example, there's an item dropping on the floor, to pick that item in the game, if you have to pay a transaction fee, how do you do that? It doesn't work. If it's always, I don't know, like 50 cents, great, you know that, but it's not the case. Today it's fluctuating. So imagine you're on Polygon, sometimes it's $15, sometimes it's 0.1. You never know, it might change, and your whole business is stuck. It's finished. It doesn't move. So you can imagine the problematics. And as a player as well, if you want to use it, you have to have some token first, or you can't do anything, which means you can't receive an NFT.
Oh wow!
How do you do? So yeah, that's part of the way we do it. NFT minting as well. So when you create an NFT, it has some costs which are embedded within the NFT. So when you receive it, there is some intrinsic value to that NFT as well. And then use case all over the platform, like payment method for the whole platform, for promotion when you promote a product. automatically you're paid in tokens. If you refer somebody to the platform, you're paid in tokens. There are multiple ways. And also as a content provider, you can also say, okay, I don't know, Ubisoft, for example, and I want to get 40% in tokens, 60% in fiat, for example, in the beginning, so they can have a smooth transition because none of those can go directly full tokens. So we have ways basically to bring that solution to them. And at the same time, for the user, they can come in with credit card. They can come in, everything is priced usually in their local currency. When they buy, they can use credit card, and then we do the magic behind with the exchange to transform this fiat into tokens, and then pay the people should be paid in tokens and tokens. So for the gamers, there's no barrier to entry. They don't need to understand token while still benefiting from the advantages of the crypto.
Wow. Sounds like so much is happening.
There is a lot.
A lot. So Ultra has its own layer 1 blockchain. How does this help in the development and creation of Ultra's vision?
Basically, if we wouldn't have that, we would have to rely on other companies.
Yeah.
You can't make decision for those companies, which means can go direction you don't need, or they don't have the functionality you need. The fact we build everything from the ground up allows us basically to have exactly the experience we want to provide to the users, but also to the service providers, to the content providers, to everyone, to the brands as well. We can say, okay, tomorrow we need geofencing for China because we want only those tokens, those NFTs to be tradable in China under Chinese regulations. We can do it because we can basically tweak the protocol to make it work.
Okay.
If you wouldn't have that flexibility, you would be stuck, and you would see that is a big problem. It's not really uncovered today, but basically you have a lot of IP infringement issues. Like game industry is a good example. Very often you have a publisher for Latin America region, a publisher for Asia or for China, who have different terms, who have different rights. And how do you do that? What if somebody buys and sells it in China?
Yeah.
I mean, you're in breach of contract, and large corporates don't want that. So we have solution to basically geofence NFTs. There's many things we had to create to be able to do that.
Wow. Sounds complicated to me.
It is complicated, but it's required. Blockchain side, but also the SDK. Having the same SDK allows interoperability between applications within the ecosystem. While saying, okay, we use the same NFT standard, which means your game, I can give it to the streamer. He can give it away to bring users. I can give it to the tournament platform to create a prize pool for large tournaments, partnership with a brand. The same NFT goes everywhere. So it's that's what you need to be able to create these seamless interactions.
Wow. So with the unique marketplace going live at the end of this month, what potential do you think this will have for gaming, esports, and Web3 in general?
I would say the opening of the marketplace is really the first step to mass adoption. You need to have something very easy to use, user-friendly. And you should be able to have no idea what's an NFT and still being able to use it.
Okay,
so that's
user-friendly.
Yeah. Imagine you can't ask somebody like 10 years old to come on, or 5 years old, I don't know, to come on your platform and then write down some passphrase and make sure they don't lose that passphrase. Or if they change computer, they're screwed. Or you can imagine, you know the drill. You're in blockchain, so you know the problems. Or you can't say you're using a blockchain, but actually you don't own your keys because then it's just a database. If somebody else's database that is public, then what's the point?
Yeah.
If you don't own your own keys, then you're missing the point of blockchain.
Yeah.
So we had to create, I would say, technology that enables that. And yeah, the idea is that with the marketplace, shows the world and the different verticals of the industries what can be achieved in terms of experience. Keep using a credit card the same way you're used to do. We manage the whole the whole thing for you. So the marketplace is really the first step, but then we enable the next steps shortly after, which is opening further and further the ecosystem.
And you said the 29th of this month, was it?
Yeah, exactly. So right now, yeah, we are in closed beta for the moment. So far, so good.
Yep.
And we planned now the 29th of August to be the full release. So we will be scaling from there. First, having some great content, but adding more and more and more content over time. So you're gonna really see it like a marketplace, like an OpenSea or others, with the difference that your content can be everywhere at the same time. It can be on the OpenSea, it can be on your marketplace, can be on your website.
Yep.
At the same time, if you want to sell some arts, the whole at the same time everywhere.
Wow. So now Ultra Games is estimated to go live by the end of this year. Any exclusive content that people might be interested in finding there?
Yeah, for Ultra Games, so there's the content that we already discussed. So some cool games. Now you also have the different things. You have exclusive blockchain games, also exclusive traditional games. So we'll be able to see a blend of both on the game store. Not especially day one of launch, because you don't want to burn the platform down with like, I don't know, 3 million users just joining and trying it out. You want to roll it out. So first, we have already a lot of great content available, plus we are adding some new content all the time. Or it's signed and it's not on the platform, or it's already put on the platform. But the goal is to have a good ramp up. So when the platform is released, we can already have a good pipe of users on the platform using the marketplace. And then we add all the gamers that will be able now to enjoy the marketplace and the game store.
Okay, wow. Which begs the question, where do you see Ultra in the next 3 to 5 years? What lays ahead?
For Ultra, the goal will be to be really leading the charge in the game industry in terms of bridging the gap between today's world and the next evolution of the games industry. We've seen, initially you had floppy disk, then CDs, then digital games, premium games, then free-to-play games, and now you have the new breed of games which is coming using blockchain technology. And this new technology allows you basically to have new experiences that you couldn't do before. So we want to be leading that for the next coming years. So that's why we spend a lot of efforts, but it's all worth it because a lot of large companies have trust in us because they saw what we did before, they saw the technology we have today, and they saw also the rollout plan that we have. So that's all in all, it's really cool. So the idea is to be there.
What excites you most about the project? What's your favorite part of this project?
That's a good question.
Everybody has different tastes, and what's yours? Like, what's your favorite? Yeah.
But I would say my favorite isn't disclosed yet.
Which one?
That's the most funny one, is that it's still undisclosed. So we have the whole ecosystem, which is to me like extremely cool. But we have some additional layer on top of that brings mass adoption to another level. It's just like I should leave it at that because we still speak about that as secret sauce and everything because we don't want to spill the beans yet. But we've seen some really large companies that we spoke with. They're like, okay, the day that's out, we use it directly. We change all our system. This is what we're gonna use from now because it's just groundbreaking. It's extremely cool.
Big words, groundbreaking. That's serious words there. Serious.
It is. It's really to me. It's really like it's just amazing. But outside of this, obviously, I'm super excited by seeing now. I would say the adoption of the platform first. So seeing really like people joining. What I care about a lot is when I will be playing games, when I have the time again, to see this involvement. Because today you're not really involved in a game. You like the game because you spend time, but that's it. Sometimes you try to have community feeling, talking with the developers, but it stops there. And the experience with Ultra will be I participated to the genesis of the game, like early access. I played. I purchased some NFTs around that game that was beneficial for me, but also for the game developer. I helped them build the community. I did some marketing with them on my free time, and that brings me value. That brings them value. Then after, I played a tournament of that game. I participated to the live stream around that game. I have my friends playing the same game on socials and interacting with me. Uh, yeah, I can become an ambassador of the game with a real stake in that game at the same time. And I think that's really cool because you don't need to, you just use services and you'll be able to achieve that with Ultra. So that's going to be for me like a really good experience that can become just, the way you spend your time instead of just playing the game, you are having your whole experience around the game.
Do you think being a gamer yourself and doing what you do makes it even more exciting for you?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, because you directly see how um, how would you perceive it as a gamer?
Yeah.
What would be the advantages for you? But also, I see it as a game developer, as like a publisher, so I can see really different angles and be like, this is amazing for me in this specific vertical, but it's also amazing for me as a gamer. So obviously it works because both sides of the equation are happy. The guy who provides the service or the content, and then the guy who plays the content. So
Yeah.
when you have both at the same time matching, can't go wrong, right?
Yeah, well, that's it. And you know what you like and you know what gamers like. So it's a recipe for success, basically.
Yeah.
That's
No, totally. And that's what we communicate also to all the large publishers and the brands, and they understand that and they agree with it. So it's a question of timing, putting the right people at the right time with the right content,
Yep.
bringing them on board for them to see and then roll out.
So, for the people who have never heard of Ultra before until this interview, where can they go to find more information?
You can go on the website ultra.io.
Yep.
So this is from there you can directly join our socials. The best place for talking with us is Discord or Telegram, and you also have our Twitter that you can follow.
Yep.
Discord is multi-language as well, so if you want to speak Chinese or Russian or English or whatever, there are some channels for that. Same way on Telegram. So yeah, there's a home for anybody to join, and then we're definitely glad to help you and give you any information you need. Community is super friendly as well. They're super helpful. So if you need anything, they can also guide you.
Nice. And I'm quickly going to ultra.io, you said.
Yeah,
Ultra.io. You know what? If you don't mind, I might just bring this up quickly on the screen for the viewers, just really quickly.
sure.
And
And you can also directly download the application because I haven't mentioned that, but basically the ecosystem is already live. Right now it's limited in access in terms of what application you can access. So there is the wallet today.
yeah.
You can create your account, register your name as well. They are like unique. So obviously you might want to have yours first. And on top of that, so you're going to have access to the marketplace the 29th. It's going to self-update. Don't need to do anything. It's going to do it for you.
Yep.
And then once the game store is launched, you're also going to get access to it. Tournament platform, live stream, I think it's already inside of it. So yeah, basically we just keep piling on and updating your clients with the new content.
Nice. Now, I'm on the website and a new era for gamers. Again, this excites me because I'm a gamer myself. So when I hear gamers, I think I'm in. Right? So we have a new era for gamers. Ultra is the first entertainment platform providing a variety of games, industry services under a single roof, accessible through a single login. Discover, buy, and play games, watch live streaming feeds, interact with your favorite influencers, participate in contests, competing tournaments, and much, much more. Be the first to discover Ultra. And again, the website is ultra.io, embracing blockchain technology. All the content you buy from Ultra, such as games, DLCs, and virtual items, are on-chain digital goods you truly own. On Ultra, you're in control of your assets, though they were physical. Sorry, let me say that again. On Ultra, you're in control of your assets as though they were physical items. These assets can be sold, traded, and given away to your friends within Ultra or outside of Ultra through third-party marketplaces and mobile apps, opening a new world of possibilities. Ultra's blockchain technology and its developer toolkit allow game and application developers to enhance their products with new features and mechanics that are impossible to achieve without blockchain technology. Get ready for a stream of innovations and rewarding experiences you've never seen the likes of before. And in terms of sharing ecosystem, bring your friends, share what you love, and be rewarded for it. Ultra comes with 2 referral programs. One program rewards you for bringing new users to the platform. The other one pays you for promoting products sold on Ultra. Effective for gamers, influencers, and companies of any size, Ultra allows everyone to enjoy new streams of income by promoting the platform and its content. So discover and interact. Ultra is the first entertainment platform designed from the ground up to let third-party companies publish their entertainment apps and services and gain access to a wide audience of gamers. Ultra helps gamers discover new entertainment venues they can instantly interact without going through a new service, account registration, and safely and effortlessly. Stay up to date with Ultra on ultra.io, and you can find their socials again through their website at the top of the page. So feel free to visit ultra.io, have a little browse, have a little play. If you have any questions, queries, or concerns, their friendly communities will be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Did I miss anything, Nicolas?
That was perfect. I wouldn't have done it myself better than that for sure.
All good, all good. I'm very excited. I wasn't lying. I'm getting excited because I'm a gamer myself. So these kinds of things excite me, and I will be looking more into your website after this stream ends as well, because I'm even more curious now, which is really good. So awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So before we give this a wrap, is there anything else you wish to tell the viewers before we finish up tonight?
Yeah, I would say just come and register and download already the marketplace, because we're going to have some really cool content available at launch. So better be in, because the first one would be extremely rare. They're the first one, so obviously people are very excited about it. So take the time to go on the website, download the client, make sure the 29th you're ready when it goes live, so you can also pick up some NFTs.
Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. And again, don't forget to join them on Twitter, Telegram, Discord. You said you had Discord?
Yep.
Discord, yep.
All on the
website. All on the website at ultra.io. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. All right, Nicolas, it's been an absolute honor and pleasure to meet you and to have this conversation with you. And hopefully we get to see you again in the future with even more updates. Very exciting stuff. I mean, you did mention earlier there were certain things you could not disclose as of yet. I'm like, oh man. So maybe next time we might be able to discuss about them. We'll see. Only time will tell. And a big thank you to everybody who's watching in the Huobi Global app. And thank you for all the comments and likes. We've had, 424,000 likes to this stream, which is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. A lot of love and support for Ultra. So, once again, thank you so much for coming tonight. And to everybody else, until next time, please be safe, be healthy, trade-wise, and as always, rock on.